The Queen's last Christmas Day speech was also her most personal as she mourned the loss of my beloved Philip for more than 60 years. Families gathered around their televisions to watch Queen Elizabeth's Christmas message, which became a lodestar for the nation, and a reflection of their hopes and fears. But the speech she delivered on Christmas Day 2021, which proved to be her last, was the most poignant, coming 8 months after the death of her beloved husband Philip, and 9 months before her own demise. Now, a Channel 5 documentary has analyzed the speech, which was recorded during the pandemic. The late Queen spent her first Christmas without her husband in HMS Bubble at Windsor Castle. And it has highlighted that Elizabeth's reign encompassed the history of broadcasting. The BBC's first radio broadcast was in 1922, 4 years before her birth, and by the time of her death, she had become the longest-serving broadcaster in history. Broadcaster and historian Wesley Kerr told the show, Queen Elizabeth's last Christmas message, "Farewell to the nation. She was an incredibly empathetic and warm broadcaster. You really felt that this person was communicating to you, which is what people always say about television. You are not communicating to 20 million people. You are communicating to an individual or a family in their homes, and you are giving a message that you have crafted to them, which is subtly different each year. Whatever the trouble and strife, she always seeks to say something optimistic." This is as true in her last Christmas message as it was in her first Christmas message in 1952. In her 69th and final message, Elizabeth, then 95, gave her most personal ever Christmas message, evoking the mood of the nation, by talking about her own grief as well as the lives lost during the pandemic. Although it's a time of great happiness and good cheer for many, Christmas can be hard for those who have lost loved ones, she said. This year especially I understand why. For me, in the months since the death of my beloved Philip, I have drawn great comfort from the warmth and affection of the many tributes to his life and work from around the country, the Commonwealth and the world. His sense of service, intellectual curiosity and capacity to squeeze fun out of any situation were all irrepressible. That mischievous inquiring twinkle was as bright at the end as when I first set eyes on him. However, she did not just pay tribute to her husband in words. She filmed the message in the drawing room at Windsor Castle, where she had spent most weekends during her married life, and where Philip died on April 9, 2021, at the age of 99. The only photograph on her desk was a portrait of the couple, taken to celebrate their golden wedding anniversary in 1997, and she wore the same sapphire and diamond chrysanthemum brooch as she had on her honeymoon at Broadlands in Hampshire in 1947. Journalist and broadcaster Julie Etchingham said, "She always took a situation like that and made it relatable to those who were watching at home. It was the point at which she was connecting with families who had also lost loved ones. She was very specific in what she said, and of course that resonated very deeply considering where we were in the pandemic at that moment. No monarch in British history other than, oddly enough, Elizabeth I used the symbolism of clothes and jewelry and costume design more than Elizabeth II, often very subtle, but in the case of this broadcast not subtle at all," added Kerr. "A marvelous sapphire surrounded by diamonds. That's something she wears," repeated Ly throughout her reign. "It's one of her favorite pieces, and a plain message from using the sapphire chrysanthemum brooch. A message of love." The tradition of the monarch's Christmas message began in 1932 with the Queen's grandfather King George V. He received so many telegrams thanking him that he made it an annual tradition. During World War II, the Queen's father King George VI used his message to offer reassurance during the bleak years, and millions tuned in. Queen Elizabeth II made her first broadcast in 1952, the year of her father's death, and 5 years later, Prince Philip helped her create her first televised speech, which was from the Long Library, at Sandringham, in Norfolk. But, although traditional, she embraced new technology, recording her Christmas broadcast in 2012 in 3D to celebrate the Olympics and the Diamond Jubilee. During the COVID pandemic, the Queen was determined to reunite the community behind her Christmas message. Children from a local school helped decorate the Christmas tree behind her. The Royal British Legion, which was celebrating its centenary, played the national anthem, and London's Synology Community Choir recorded the carol O Little Town of Bethlehem. Mark de Lister, choral director of Synology Community Choir, said, "The Queen really wanted to hear a voice from the community, bringing people back. Galvanizing the community was something that was really important to the monarch.